So yes, I went from Sonic Wave to the Golden as this magnificent thumbnail implies. In reality, this video is just here to use the thumbnail because I didn't want to use it, only for a level completion, even if it's a special level for me. It's just a level completion, so I didn't want to use it only for that. So that's why I'm making this little talking thing. So yeah, I'm gonna be yapping about like why did I choose the Golden as a level to jump through from Sonic Wave, and like what happened like even before playing the level, like the Golden, and what happened during my experience with the level. So yeah, if you don't want to hear about any of that, just skip to this point in the video. But if you want to hear it, just kind of stay for me, you feel me? You might get a little reward here. Okay, my bad. Okay, first off, I guess I'm gonna be talking, right? So first off, before the Golden, guys, chapter 1, verse 1. So, before the Golden, I was just a regular dude playing the game for fun. My hardest was Sonic Wave. I mean, I don't know if you can call Sonic Wave fun because it was one of my worst experiences of all time, like in my life and sorry, not just to share that. But apart from like, calling Sonic Wave fun and stuff, I was playing the game for fun. So, yeah, why did I go for the Golden right after Sonic Wave? Even though that's not normal progression, you might say. And I'll answer that. One, I didn't find anything between Sonic Wave and the Golden that really appealed to me. I know there's some good levels, like there's Bloodlust, obviously there's Escape Room was also a pretty good level. There's Raijo, I don't know about that one. And Aerial Green, yeah, I don't know about that one either now that I think about it, but there was Bloodlust, right? And probably some other levels that I didn't see but that are probably there. But there was some levels, so why did I choose to go directly for the Golden? And it's simple. I love the level. Okay, maybe I didn't love the level, I just liked. I loved the song, the music, the level particularly. It is a banger. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to go for it. But also another reason is that a lot of people that jump, or do jumps and actually complete them, say that they gain a crazy skill boost, from doing the jump. I didn't quite believe that, so I went to see by myself, if the jump was real. What if the skill boost was real? So, no, I didn't pick a level too hard because then it would take much longer than it already took. But I picked a level that would still require some months of effort, but not like years, So the skill boosts may not have been that big compared to what people are saying. So maybe the experiment is a little faulty here, but that's besides the point, right? And if it gave a skill boost, I chose a wave level just in case it really gave a skill boost. So my skill boost will go to the wave because, believe it or not, I was trash at wave. Even though my hardest was Sonic Wave, I told you it sucked ass because my experience with it was ass. I was so bad with it, it took me like 3 weeks to beat it, wrap it up. But so yeah, I was trash at wave, so I chose a wave level for it. And also the last reason I went for the Golden is also because just to see if I would resist, the act of playing the same level for months and months. I wanted to see if I was capable, of playing the same level for months and months because the longest I've spent playing a level up until the Golden was probably like 3 weeks. Planetary Breaker, 3 weeks and a half. A little less than a month. So I've never spent more than a month. And now with the Golden, it was 5 months. So yeah, I really wanted to see if I would be capable of doing that. Okay, so now about my experience with the level. Okay, so yeah, my experience was kind of all over the place. There's moments when, you experience pure happiness and bliss, and there's other moments when you want to kill yourself while playing the level, and, they don't really go well together, in my opinion. But, okay, so, at the very beginning, my beginnings of the level, I started playing it on the 25th, is that how you say it? 25th of January 2026. So, the first few days, you can't really do anything on a hard level like this when you're hardest Sonic Wave. So the first few days I was just doing like the ending, like 93 to 100 over and over again because that's the only thing I knew how to do at that point. And maybe a little bit of the robot at 72 because that part is like not too hard to the point where you can't do anything, but not too easy to the point where you don't feel rewarded when you beat it. So that was a good part to start with. Yeah, the first wave of the Golden was really, it was a demon barrel, like Prawn King Ron type of performance. I couldn't do anything on it for the first weeks of playing them. Like, it was so bad. And then when it finally gets consistent, when you finally get the hang of it a little bit, there's I think is it at 33 or 35, I don't know, the yellow portal click or release where that's stupid input. I don't know what it is. It is so bad. Okay, it is horrendous. Alright? That you just play it, and one random day in the course of your experience, you will magically get the hang of that click and you'll be able to play every time. But before you can do it every single time, you genuinely can't do anything with it. Like, it's so infuriating. But okay. That, apart from that little thing, you know, it was pretty alright. Like, it was fun seeing me get better at the level. You know, seeing me getting farther and farther runs. And that was pretty good. But my other problem was that I only did runs to 100. Or maybe a little bit of the first way. But mainly runs to 100. I didn't do anything from 0 until like the first month or two. What? Until like after a few months, I started playing from 0. And yeah, I realized even if I did like 50 to 100 or some shit, I really needed to play more from 0, man. I couldn't get anywhere. And then there's the 13% ship. That's genuinely like a challengeless ship. Like, yeah, that was my fault for not playing for 0. Okay, but after all of that pain that was playing the level for the first few months, you get to experience a little bit of happiness, you know, by getting new bests, you know, finally from 0. Now you get new best after new best. For me, it was like a 3% progress every single time, you know, 2%. Kind of infuriating, but, you know, it's progress. Progress is progress at the end of the day, so, you know, you'll still be happy. I was still happy. And then I got to 69%. And after 16%, you expect maybe 72%, maybe 75%, maybe. But no, I went from 69% to 90%. I fluked the entire thing. I choked at the last ship, but that's understandable because it's the last ship. Atrociously hard for the last ship. And it's in the other levels, of course. So I choked at that, and I thought I ruined my only chance of beating the level at that point. But then a few days later, I got back to 90, and died at 90 again. Good shot, though, at 90 times 2, from 69 again. And like at this point, I was still happy, because at this, I knew it wasn't a fluke that I did the first time. Or maybe it was like a double fluke, and I don't know. But then a few days after that, 90% death, I beat the level. And yeah, that was the pure happiness and bliss moment, you know, when you beat the level, with only 2 running deaths, and no deaths past 69% except the 9 times 2 deaths. Yeah, that's pretty happy, you know, that's pretty cool. I did the level, yeah, on 10th of July 2026, after 160 days of playing the level, because I took a 1 week break from a school trip, so 160 days. And in total, my attempts, 126,000 attempts on a 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. I don't really care, you know. At least I beat the level. And my playtime is 120 hours. I mean, for 160 days, 120 hours is like 45 minutes of playtime a day. Like, the more I got better at the level, the less I played, because it just became more infuriating. Because I didn't get any new bests, or no new bests run to 100 and stuff. So, yeah, that's my entire experience with the Golden. So, thank you for listening. And now, roll the completion.
Hey guys, this is my real voice. Please do not get used to the voice that you've just heard. Thank you. Alright, roll the completion.